Hey everyone, what's up? It's Super Dad reporting for duty today. I'm taking my daughter on a half-day adventure to the Taihang Mountains. We're planning to hit two spots. First, the Revolutionary Bridge, which comes highly recommended by our local netizens, and then the Pulp Village Secret Realm, a hidden gem with a small waterfall and a scenic canyon stream. Let's go fill our bellies first. For lunch, I'm taking my daughter to a super delicious lamb offal soup place. My daughter and I ordered a big bowl of lamb offal with meatballs, and I even added an extra portion of lamb brain just for me. I remember Shuya used to try a few bites of lamb brain when she was little, but ever since she figured out what it actually was, she steered clear of anything that offers too much sensory stimulation. It really tastes pretty good though, so I guess this lamb brain is all mine. She was digging into the offal and meatballs though, so that's a win.
好吃吗？
Meal done,
好吃吗？
and now we're officially heading out to our first destination.
我们该出去玩啦！
准备出发。
The scenery on the way into the mountains is absolutely stunning, especially the small villages we're passing through. The houses here are really well built, and the roads look like they've been recently repaved, so the driving conditions are fantastic. Just imagine living in an environment nestled by mountains and water. How incredibly serene would that be? I see some elderly folks in the village just sitting outside their homes, truly enjoying life, and it's something I really envy. I've always dreamed of owning a house like that, living that carefree life surrounded by nature. We quickly reached the end of the village, and after making a left turn here, we officially entered the mountains.
应该就是停到这儿吧。
And sure enough, the road got progressively narrower, just wide enough for one car. We often had to carefully navigate past oncoming vehicles, constantly yielding to each other. But I gotta say, driving in the Taihang Mountains is truly an experience. The roads are cement paved and surprisingly smooth. Weaving through the towering peaks, that feeling of cruising along is just exhilarating, a little thrilling, and incredibly refreshing. After about a 15-minute drive, we arrived at our first stop from that small village. This bridge right in front of us. It's a Thursday, and there are actually quite a few people here. I can only imagine how packed it gets on a weekend. We went up from the left side of the bridge, and the moment my daughter saw people playing in the water, she instantly got super excited, practically bouncing with joy. The views here are genuinely amazing. You can see water flowing down little paths nearby, but I really have to vent about something. Some tourists who come to the mountains have absolutely no manners. There's trash scattered everywhere, and it just makes me so mad. In such a beautiful environment, all this garbage is a total eyesore. This water must be diverted from an upstream canal. I honestly don't know when it was built, but judging by the stone structures, it looks like it's been around for ages. Today the water volume is pretty good, and the mountain water is super chilly. It feels incredibly refreshing. Seriously, some people's behavior needs a major upgrade. The bridge is quite high, and a lot of people wanted to cross it, but it was completely jammed with people sitting there. The kids were left to wade through the water, stumbling around. When we first got up there, the current ahead was pretty strong, and it would be easy for a child to fall. But those people just sat there, completely blocking the only path. At that moment, I just thought, these people are so selfish, and their etiquette is terrible. I had no choice but to carry my daughter and carefully wade through the water. Completely immersed in this landscape painting, I truly felt the sheer artistry of nature, both grand and delicate. However, playing in the water here definitely has its risks, so you need to be extra careful with kids. Look over there! There's an even smaller child, having even more fun than my daughter. He looks about my son's age. He's clearly having a blast. The temperature today is around 28 degrees Celsius, which is absolutely perfect for playing in the water, especially for little ones. It's like heaven-sent conditions for splashing around. Everyone, check out the bridge ahead. That's the end of the canal. There's water flowing down the side of the mountain, forming a small waterfall. I only found out after we went down the mountain that we could have gone further down into the valley where there was another swimming hole. We missed it, which is a bit of a bummer. At first, my daughter Shuya was a little reserved, a bit scared. But after playing for a while, her pants were completely soaked and she was totally in her element. I brought her out today because I wanted her to play freely, soak in the beauty of nature, and just relax by connecting with the outdoors. This spot is actually a bit like a natural water slide, and she really wanted to sit and play in it. I told her there was even more fun ahead, so she shouldn't get all her clothes completely soaked just yet.
下。
没到1.5。
哈哈，开心吗？你裤子湿透了，你慢一点。
我要走路去那边吧。
好，走了，走了，走吧。你慢一点儿。
After playing for a bit, we set off for our second destination. The mountain road to our second destination was difficult upon difficult. Most sections were only wide enough for one car. If we encountered an oncoming vehicle, we'd have to reverse, or find a spot beforehand where we could barely squeeze past each other. In some places, the trees grew so densely that there was even less room for the car. Come on, let me give you a taste of this unique little thrill of driving in the Taihang Mountains. After another 20 minutes or so, we arrived at our second destination. Speaking of which, nowadays, kids rarely get the chance to see farm-raised chickens and rabbits like these. Their living and learning environments just don't expose them to this kind of home farming. Shuya especially dislikes that distinct poop smell that these little animals give off. All right, we excitedly rushed towards the water play area. But then we got there and had no idea where the path was. A passerby told us we needed to go through here. We originally thought it was a restaurant or someone's house. But once we went inside, we realized that someone had actually built a restaurant right on the path to the water. This owner really knows how to do business. On the way back, we can just grab a meal here before we leave. How convenient is that? The path itself is actually pretty simple. Just follow the stairs all the way down and go through the downhill section. The scenery along the way is still absolutely beautiful. All the way down, deep into the canyon, we finally saw the water. It feels like the people here live quite a leisurely life. It seems the nearby villagers must regularly maintain the cleanliness here. They've gathered the trash, and I assume it'll be hauled away by truck later. That's really good. At least someone is making an effort to keep nature clean. But I still want to strongly appeal to everyone. Please, please, don't litter when you're enjoying the outdoors. As soon as we reached the water, Shuya couldn't wait to fill up her water gun, ready for battle.
好了没有？
我好好拍的那个，叫你拍点戏，不用带他，好像可好玩了。
这看一水枪。 你打我干啥？湿了。
Look, our destination, this small waterfall, is now clearly visible. And wow, it's truly awesome. The water volume is much better than I expected. I was so worried before that if the waterfall had no water, it would be a wasted trip. Standing under the waterfall, that cool mist hitting your face felt incredibly refreshing. The back of my shirt got completely soaked. It truly chilled me to the bone. Of course, there are some extra brave kids here too. Look at this little guy. I actually kind of wanted to encourage my daughter to try it, but I'm genuinely worried about potential rock falls from the mountain or something. Safety first, after all. But this kid is really awesome! These shallow little pools are perfect for kids to splash and play around in. I discovered some super cute little fish here, and then a whole group of kids gathered around trying to catch them. Unfortunately, they all ended up empty-handed. If you walk further into the canyon from the waterfall, there are even more places with abundant water. I overheard some tourists nearby talking about it. Apparently, there are 2 more small pools inside. We didn't walk for long before we reached the first pool, but there were quite a few people here, so I felt a bit shy about getting right in.
就是。
Walking further in, this next pool was quite a bit larger. My daughter wanted to go in, but was a bit too scared. This friend next to me, I always thought he could swim, but that was a bit disappointing. Oh well, if you won't swim, then I will. As for my 7-year-old daughter's filming skills, please bear with them. The water was indeed very cool and refreshing. However, it's not very deep here, and there are a lot of rocks below, making it easy to scrape your feet. My foot hit a few times, but luckily I wasn't injured. But this icy spring water, it's truly so comfortable. This water must be drinking water quality. I was actually tempted to taste a few sips, but I managed to resist in the end.
完了，我办梦累呀。
哦，好了。
好，最后一。
On the way back, I took another moment to experience nature's gift at the first pool. If the water were just a little bit deeper, I think it would be even more fun.
大家准备开始，看，这是不是一个大蓝海？
还好吧。哦，
舒服不舒服？
我的鞋掉了。看我的鞋戴到手上。
All right, my friends, that's it for today's Super Dad travel vlog. If you enjoyed my content, please make sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Your support is my biggest motivation to keep creating. See you next time.